Hello YouTube, and welcome. It's been quite a while since my last upload. In fact, my last upload was on the 25th of November 2018. And in fact, the video you're seeing is from March 2019, so even the video I'm talking over is ancient. So instead of me just letting this video run and you watching it at 2000% speed or whatever it is, I'm going to butt in every now and then with some interesting facts about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And hopefully it'll make for a sort of semi-tutorial, semi-watchable video kind of thing. Anyway, here goes. So when I was doing this video, I was still basically learning Clip Studio. I hadn't actually played with it very much at this point, and I hadn't really learnt about perspective rulers properly. So what I'm doing here looks really painfully slow. But, you know, it worked. You'll see me work on bongs several times in this video. For some reason I just had a complete brain freeze and I just couldn't get him the way I wanted him until right at the last minute. So you see I've started the inking here and I'm just going to create some guides, and these are really useful for drawing ovals and spheres and even straight lines if they're long enough and complicated enough. They're especially useful when you reuse them like this. You can keep everything kind of how you want it and not have to jiggle it around too much, and just add in spherical details like that really quickly. Just to note, the 3D model you can see in the background here of the tractor is one that I made in Blender. If you like 3D, Blender's a really awesome open source piece of software for creating 3D. It has a bit of a steep learning curve, but once you learn it, my gosh, it's powerful. So here I decided that my drawing of the hand and the Luger weren't quite good enough to start inking over, so I just knocked them back, go and get some reference for the Luger and start again. So you'll see me starting work on Hadz here, and I wasn't really sure how best to show him, and I was chatting to my friend Tysol about it, and he said, well, why don't you just put him in a Welsh dragon onesie? And I kind of thought, yeah, alright, why not? you can see here that I'd got so angry about the steak bong was in I had to stop the recording, go away and just thrash him out until I'd got his face right. So I think this is the final one now. But who knows? To be honest, it was just one of those odd things you sometimes get in illustrations where one thing just bugs you and bugs you and bugs you, and even now, am I sure I got it right? Not really. You'll see a lot during the inking process if you're paying attention that I quite often draw two lines that intersect and then use a tool, I think it's called the vector eraser, that basically eliminates the part between where the two lines meet. It's really useful for doing long flowing lines that meet and then you want to sort of cut away the excess. Now you can see me working on Andrew in his helicopter type thing. Now at the time when I was doing this, we didn't have very much information on this and we didn't really have any good pictures of it, so it was a little bit of detective work and a little bit of fudging to get this thing looking how it should. You'll see there's a bit of a jump here in what's going on, and quite a few of the steps have been missed in the colouring process. Suffice to say, you haven't missed a huge amount. I think I just forgot to record it, to be honest. So here I've set that real bright neon pink in the background so that I can see all the little bits where the paint hasn't quite gone, and I can just go in and add the colour back where it should be. And here I'm adding in a multiply layer and using this sort of nice purpley colour to add in the shadow areas. So as you can see, the adding in the shade is actually quite a long process, and except for the shade on the tractor, all of it is just me doing it as it happens. There's no magic recipe to this really, it's just experience and practice, and eventually just learn how to shade the forms without having to sort of go and look at reference every time. I'm adding some really subtle, soft, dark shading, partially to darken up the areas that just need to be a bit darker, and partially to give a bit of separation between layers that require it. And here I'm adding some highlights just for the really shiny reflective things. So here we've jumped ahead a bit again because I forgot to record some more. Surprise, surprise. And I've finished putting quite a lot of the glow effects on the fire and on the muzzle flashes and things like that, just to bring it to life a little bit more. it's very hard with the cell shading style to really get convincing fire without having to add some sort of glow effect to it. So here it is in all its final glory. To be honest, when I'd finished it I wasn't really sure what I thought of it. I couldn't really decide if I really liked it or not. Much like when I played Firestorm, to be honest. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this sort of mini tutorial video thing, whatever you want to call it. If you thought it was interesting or you didn't like the format or whatever, just let me know in the comments section and maybe in another year or so I'll make another video. See ya, YouTube.